Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. We've got a few folks that are going to be speaking to the group today. It's good to see everybody this morning. My name is Craig Meadows. I'm the county administrator here in Montgomery County. On behalf of the county and the region, I want to welcome everyone here this morning. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone here to celebrate the opening of Backcountry.com's new East Coast Fulfillment Center. And if you haven't had a chance to go in, which I think we will after this is over, you're going to be amazed at what's going on inside and what's to come. We're so pleased to offer our congratulations to everyone from Backcountry.com, particularly those who have traveled today cross country from Utah to be here. We appreciate you being here and look forward to hearing from some of you later. We also want to welcome Delegate Joseph Yost, former Delegate Dave Nutter. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody else. I don't know if Nick Rush made it or not. Nick Rush made it. There he is.
I apologize.
That's a great entrance, Nick. It's good to have those folks here, and there's a number of other dignitaries here this morning as well. Certainly appreciate everybody coming out and showing Backcountry the support this community has for their efforts here. As you also know, the Commonwealth of Virginia has played an important role in helping attract Backcountry to Montgomery County. We've worked with the Commonwealth on this project from the beginning, and they've been very supportive, very helpful. In fact, the Secretary of Commerce and Trade, who we're going to hear from, oversees more than a dozen state agencies focused on promoting the growth of businesses and attracting new investment into Virginia's economy. Secretary Jim Cheng also has a special interest in startup entrepreneurial ventures and venturing emerging companies. Secretary Cheng has served as the president of a startup efficient energy firm in the past and was founder and CEO of a company specializing in information technology. Secretary Cheng, we appreciate you driving down this morning to join us and welcome you to the podium.
I want to thank everybody for coming here today on such a beautiful day here in Christiansburg, Montgomery County. I was saying that we could probably just tear down this tent because the sun's out and it's really nice and low humidity. It's a great day to be here. I want to especially thank, of course, our delegates that are here, Rush Yost, and of course our former delegate Dave Nutter. Thank you for being here. You're such an important part of economic development in the state. We have a great General Assembly. Plus, we want to especially thank the mayor, the chairman Politis, and Mayor Ballingy for being here and everything you do, and all your staff, and they're great partners in this. And especially want to thank, of course, the Backcountry leadership, Jim, Scott, Jeff, and of course we'll be hearing from them later. We're so proud to have them here all the way from Utah, and of course so proud to have this great facility here. Wanted to mention also that we have here Mary Ray Carter, our Deputy Secretary for Rural Development. She's also a key member of our Economic Development team, and of course she is the voice of rural Virginia, so thank you, Mary Ray, for being here. And of course, the governor couldn't be here today, so on behalf of Governor Bob McDonnell, I'm honored to be here, of course, to celebrate the opening of Backcountry.com's new fulfillment center right here in Montgomery County. You know, Backcountry, they're the largest online specialty retailer of premium outdoor gear, and they are here, we are here, of course, to celebrate the fact that they have selected right here, Virginia, Montgomery County, as this site to make a significant investment in our community. And of course, this project is a big win for Virginia, but of course, it's a win-win for everybody. You know, Virginia, Montgomery County, Christiansburg, this whole area has gained an iconic corporate partner that is creating 250 new jobs. And of course, for Backcountry.com, this additional distribution center helps this fast-growing company in their growth. This operation will help them reach their East Coast USA customers so much faster, quicker, and provide much higher level of service. And of course, Backcountry.com, we believe you'll be so happy right here. You'll feel right at home. Montgomery County, of course, is a very progressive and technology-driven region. Plus, it's a very outdoorsy, an area with a lot of recreational outdoor activities and opportunities, including, of course, the Appalachian Trail, the Washington Jefferson National Forest, and so many other great state parks and state trails that everybody in this area takes advantage of. So I know backcountry will find no shortage of great customers from right here in this region, and I know they're going to have no problem finding motivated and dynamic employees from Virginia who identify with and are passionate about their corporate vision and mission. And of course, the more than 200 jobs here are very, very welcome news for this region, and I'm very, very confident that backcountry will thrive right here in Montgomery County. And you know, it's such a great story, backcountry.com. Humble roots in Utah, growing into the biggest outdoor retailer in the past 16 years. You know, backcountry, Jim Holland and the leadership here, well, you know, it's just a great entrepreneurial story that is inspiring to everybody in Virginia, of course, all Americans. So we are so proud to have them here to inspire all of us and motivate us in whatever business pursuits we have. We are so glad to be here as part of your growth plans, and we hope that Virginia can be a great part of your future success story too. So thanks again for creating all the jobs here in Virginia and for choosing Virginia. You could have gone anywhere, but you chose right here in this region. So I really must thank all the regional players here too, and all the partners that were involved in bringing backcountry here. And of course that starts with a state agency that of course I'm very proud of. And that's the Virginia Economic Development Partnership. Brett Scheffler and John Loftus are here. They're a big part of making sure that the deal that went out to backcountry and working with them and pulling together all the different resources of the state. And of course Montgomery County Chairman Politis, and of course Brian Hamilton from the Economic Development Partner Agency for Montgomery County, Mayor Ballingy from Christiansburg and your staff. Wonderful job there. And of course the New River Valley Economic Development Alliance. Eric Bopp, I know you were here. Thank you for everything you do in this region. This whole region pulls together for all these great opportunities. They work as a team, and that speaks a lot to all the folks involved here in this region. So, at this point, this is my favorite part, is because I'd like to invite Jim Holland to come up here. I have a flag to present to you. He is, of course, the entrepreneur and co-founder behind this great success story, and we wanted and of course the vision and leadership behind this company. I have a flag here that's flown over the capital of Richmond, in Richmond, Virginia, and we want you to fly it proudly to represent the great partnership between backcountry and the Commonwealth of Virginia. So thank you again for choosing Virginia, and wish you the best success.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And look at that, I get something too. Thank you again. Right there.
Thank you so much, Secretary Cheng and Mary Ray and all the folks from the Commonwealth that helped make this a reality. We certainly appreciate all the support that we get from the Commonwealth in helping businesses locate here in Montgomery County. Our next speaker is Christiansburg Mayor Richard Ballingy. Mayor Ballingy and the town have worked closely with the county to make this project a reality, and we certainly appreciate the strong partnership that the town and the county have. Anytime we go to them with an economic development prospect, they're always willing, ready, and able to step in and help any way they can, and we certainly appreciate their support. And Mayor, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for inviting us to participate this morning. And there's a few folks I'd like to recognize from the town staff. We have Councilman Jim Van Hoosier over here. Wave, Jim. We have Councilman Steve Huppert, Town Manager Barry Helms back here, Assistant Town Manager Randy Wingfield, and we also have one of our engineers, Todd Walters. Here's Todd. and he's also worked on this project. As soon as we learned that Backcountry was even remotely interested in coming to this area, we got very excited, and of course we put on our best face. And we knew of the tremendous reputation of this excellent company and definitely wanted them to become a part of our community. The decision to locate here was made, and after meeting with company officials, we realized what a tremendous impact Backcountry could have on this entire region. As a business-friendly community, we put this project on a fast track to get the facility opened as quickly as possible, and this day has finally arrived. On behalf of Christiansburg Town Council and the entire community, we welcome Backcountry to Christiansburg, and we pledge our support to your continued success. We look forward to a long and prosperous partnership, not only with Montgomery County and this entire region, but also this outstanding company. Welcome, Backcountry.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate that very much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Jim Politis, the Chair of the County's Board of Supervisors, to come forward for a few words. As most of you know, Chair Politis is very interested in business and entrepreneurial ventures, especially those involving farming and agriculture. And if you want to talk to him about hemp and the line of hemp clothing that may be carried here, he'll be glad to share that with you as well. Jim.
My reputation precedes me. I wish I had 45 minutes to talk to you about the subject, but I don't. It's an honor to be here today and speak in front of everybody, and it's an honor to have a company such as Backcountry come to our community, and I'm sure that we as a community will be great support to them with employment, with friendship, with guidance, and hopefully they can guide us some too. I know they do a wonderful job with their company. I, being an entrepreneur and being in the distribution business, at one point in my life, understand the importance of companies like this to serve a community and cover half the nation in one little spot. So I'm very, very proud to be here. As being here, we have a few of our representatives also from the county. I see Mr. Marty McMahon back there, our county attorney. Ms. Perkins, on our Board of Supervisors, Matt Gabriel. Ruth Ritchie, our Communications Director. And I know Charlie's here somewhere. Of course, Brian Hamilton, our Economic Development Director. And I see a couple of members of our school board here also, or not school board, but school staff. Rick Weaver's our vocational director. It's not called that anymore. And Brenda Blackburn is our superintendent of schools. And I want to welcome from Pulaski County Mr. Huber. He's administrator of Pulaski County. Enough for the introductions. Let me give my little 2-second speech here. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I know now I see our library director. Quite a good crowd here representing the counties and the towns and the state. And it's very, very complimentary that y'all took the time to come and see us. So, it's my great pleasure to be here today and help celebrate the opening of Backcountry.com's new East Coast Fulfillment Center. I would like to offer my congratulations to Jim Holland and all the Backcountry team for the confidence you are showing in Montgomery County and Little Valley by choosing us to be home to your fulfillment center. It's hard to believe just a year ago this fully big finalized project. The board wishes to express its sincere thanks to Commonwealth Region, the Town of Christiansburg, and the Montgomery County Economic Development Authority. Without their assistance, we would not be here celebrating this wonderful day. We appreciate the investment being made in our county, as well as the more than 200 jobs that will be created over the next several years. We are hoping that this scenic location, transportation network, and proximity to a large population center within a day's drive will fulfill all of your needs, and we look forward to your success. Thank you again for choosing to locate in Montgomery County.
Thank you, Jim, for those remarks. I also wanted to recognize, I believe, did Morgan Griffith come in? I thought I saw him back in the back. Okay, I know Angie Hall's here representing Congressman Griffith, but we appreciate all the support from the federal level that we get from Congressman Griffith's office as well. I also wanted to echo some comments that the chair made. We have a great economic development staff at the county. Brian Hamilton, Charlie Jewell, and Brenda Rigney. We're small and we're busy, but they do a great job of keeping things moving forward. Also, Eric Bopp and the New River Valley Alliance, we have a great partnership with the Alliance and appreciate all the work that they've done to make this project a reality as well. At this point, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the co-founder and executive chairman of Backcountry.com. When two lifetime friends started an online business in a garage with $2,000 out of their own pocket, their first sale 5 weeks later was an avalanche beacon of things to come. A two-time Olympian and six-time national champion Nordic ski jumper, Jim Holland's competitive spirit, passion, and focus have earned the company many honors over the years. Backcountry.com has recently been named Best of the Web by Internet Retailer Magazine and Best of the Best Online Retailer by BizRate.com. And it's been ranked number 92 on the Inc. 500 list of fastest growing U.S. companies. Not too shabby at all. Let's welcome Jim Holland.
Thank you, Craig, Jim, Richard, and Jim. We got a lot of Jims in the crowd here today. So first off, I just want to say how refreshing it is to be putting our feet down in such a business-friendly environment here in Virginia and specifically in Montgomery County. I have to say, as you might imagine, we had a lot of options when we were contemplating and assessing where ultimately to land here, where to put our new East Coast Distribution Center. And it's no accident that we landed here where we did. You all have been very, very welcoming and inviting and supportive, and for that we thank you. You should acknowledge yourselves for reeling in yet another business, legitimately. So about 10 years ago, Jeff Carter and I stepped into what would ultimately become our first real legitimate distribution center. I'm going to say Backcountry was probably 5 or 6 years old at the time. And I can remember the feeling I had when we stepped into that then seemingly gigantic, expansive, wide open, echoing 18,360 square foot space. As you might imagine, as many entrepreneurs might, I felt some apprehension, first of all, sort of as I contemplated the future and I contemplated all that overhead and the new rent being added on and the payroll and being able to continue to hit payroll going forward. But I have to be honest and say that I also felt sort of a real invigorating surge of adrenaline. And now that I think about it, I think that adrenaline came from the challenge, really sort of the challenge that commitment represented in building sort of a long-standing, solid foundation, a resilient business that was going to last over the eons. I'm happy to say I think that that's something that we've accomplished, and I'm very proud of that. And as I look back and sort of contemplate what it was that went into that, sort of what has been at the root of our success at Backcountry, one of the first things that comes to mind, as you might imagine, is our never-ending focus on aspiring to create the best customer experience that we can possibly imagine. We are very much perfectionists at Backcountry, and we're never quite satisfied, and we're always sort of working to step that up, and never quite satisfied with where we are, and always trying to improve the customer experience. And this new facility here in Christiansburg for backcountry.com is something that really very much exemplifies that. This facility is going to enable us to service our East Coast customers, customers that are shopping for outdoor and action sports gear. It's going to service the East Coast customers much, 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 much faster, and our Virginian customers much, much faster yet. So you Virginians are especially lucky, those of you who are into the gear that we sell. And obviously, that's something that we found makes customers especially happy, is when we can put gear in their hands extra fast. So one other thing I would say that shouldn't be overlooked, that without question has been very much at the root of our success as I look back and contemplate what it, sort of the key factors that made things click and that led to us meeting that challenge of building a long enduring, successful, resilient business, has been our never-ending focus on trying to attract and retain great people. And as we look forward to the months ahead here, we're going to be looking for people who are a little different. We look for people who think entrepreneurially, people who are hardworking and energetic, people who are problem solvers, people who come to us and share their ideas and like to help be part of something great. And so, again, looking forward to the months ahead. We're excited to be looking for great people who fit that bill here in Virginia. And again, I thank you all very much for all your support and your really warm welcome. We are very happy to be here and excited to get the gears turning on this machine. I think you're going to be impressed when you see what these people have put together here behind us. So that said, thank you very much, and I will pass to our esteemed and dapper CFO, Scott Klossner.
I think that's the nicest thing he's ever said about me. We're grateful to be here today. It's a big day for us. My job as Chief Financial Officer is I got to figure out a way to pay for stuff like this. And as we considered it, we looked into a lot of reasons and tried to decide where to go. And as we looked at how much, we've never made an investment of this size in any way throughout the years of the company in anything other than inventory in any one year. And it's by far our biggest and most profound investment. And as we considered it, we went through a whole laundry list of things that we wanted to look for in trying to decide where and how we were going to do this. And I'd like you to consider the words of one of my favorite American philosophers, Yogi Berra, who once told us that good pitching is always better than good hitting, and vice versa. I'll let you think about that for a minute. As we ponder, I'll let you ponder that as we think about all the reasons why did we choose Christiansburg, Virginia. And there's really several reasons that we came out of it, but to understand a little bit, it helps to know why we were in Utah. So Utah's got a great business environment. In fact, it's always either number 1 or number 2 in the 4 best places to start a business. It's a great distribution facility for us in the sense that we can hit the West Coast very quickly and efficiently. And so it makes a great business reason to be there. Unfortunately, that's not why we're in Utah. We're in Utah because Jim, being a ski jumper, and you understand that those guys go down that slope at 60 miles an hour, launch themselves in the air with a helmet and a pair of skis. And for those of you that are old enough to remember, it's either the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat. Well, the truth of the matter is Jim's a ski bum, and so Utah was the perfect place for us to start backcountry.com. But the beauty of it was that part of our belief is that we want to associate and connect our customers with their passions for the outdoor, and help them outdoors. And Utah fits perfectly with that environment, as does Virginia. Virginia's got this great environment that we talked about earlier, and we're excited to be here. But the truth of the matter, that isn't really the reason we came to Virginia either. As we looked at our list of 15 things we wanted to do, we wanted a place with a great business environment, a great climate, a great favorable tax base, great smart people for us to move into, great partnerships, which is something we found as we went along. And we literally made this list of 15 things, and then we went to Pennsylvania, we went to Kentucky, we went to New Jersey, we went to Virginia, obviously, and we found that in every single one of those cases, that Virginia was came out number 1 in every one of those things. And so that's a great commendation to what you guys have built here. And finally, as I talk about all the reasons why we're here, the last one was when we first came to Virginia, we decided to look around. We spent a lot of time with government officials. We looked around a lot of properties. We were up in Roanoke and some other areas, and we went around for a couple of days. And finally, the last day, Aaron picked us up, and took us to this place he told us about called Christiansburg. To be honest with you, I'd never heard of Christiansburg before. But then again, as you've heard, we live in that place somehow out in the middle of nowhere. And he drove us up here by the power station, the power grid. He picked us up in his black Suburban, drove us up there, and he said, there's some folks from Montgomery County coming up here to meet you. So we thought that'd be great, and we were standing there talking for a little bit and walking around, showing us the facility, and sure enough, down the road came these two black Suburbans with tinted windows. And they pulled up, and they came up to where we were sitting up there, and they parked right behind our car. So there was no way we were getting out. So Brian pops out of the car. Now, I don't know if all y'all know, but Brian used to be a cop. He had his dark glasses on. I swear he had something in his ear. And a couple other guys jumped out, and they walked us around and talked to us, and as they went through the whole facility and all the beauty of the area, and you know, at the time this was nothing but grass, and you know, it'd been trampled on, and it was just big, and he stood up there and he put his hands on his hips, and he said, well, boys, what do you think? We got us a deal. And I looked at Jeff, and I looked at Brian, and I thought, you know, I'm scared to say no. So now you know why we're the truth of the matter is, this really is, it's really, believe it or not, it's really what Yogi said. It's all those things. It's the climate, it's the people, it's the partnerships, it's Brian, and it's a great place for us to be. It's a perfect place for us to hit. 85% of the country now we can hit efficiently and quickly, and it's just perfect for us. They actually came in on time, on budget, which never happens, as those of you know, and we're excited about it. We're going to grow. We should be international within a year or two. We're actually figure we'll outgrow at least to the point where we may have to add on to this facility within a few years. And we're going to keep going that way. We're going to keep hiring. We're going to keep growing that way and making investments in both the communities and in our business. And I got to ask one last thing from you. With all the dignitaries and whatnot that we have here, snow is a big part of our business. It's a solid winter. And every year we have a party right before it gets crazy. It's like our Christmas party that we have in October. We call it our Pray for Snow bit. So if you do have pull, with the weather, all the help you can give us would be great. Thanks for having us and making us feel at home. Thank you.
Brian, I guarantee it wasn't me Scott was afraid of. I actually report to him. So, thank you all for allowing us to be here. We were talking at dinner last night, and I mentioned to Jim how fortunate I feel that we have been in finding this right team. The team that has come together to make this happen. And just to give you some context around how this came together, about 2.5 years ago we started thinking about putting a distribution center on the East Coast and started really looking into it. First thing I did is I went to our shipping partners and had them do a study of our business. UPS, and I believe there's quite a few of them here today, guys. Sitting right behind me, I didn't even know. And so they did a shipping study for me and pulled up 6 to 8 cities that would be good candidate cities. And Roanoke was one of the cities on the list, and wasn't one that I paid a lot of attention to until I went to Outdoor Retailer and met Pete Eshelman. Pete kind of talked to me about the area and the things that you guys are doing out here, and said if you're coming back east, come see us. And I came in, what we spent about a day and a half driving around Roanoke, looking at things, and when I stepped off the plane in Roanoke, it felt like home for backcountry. Just the environment, beautiful area. Pete convinced me of the outdoor mecca that's here, and how much outdoor enthusiasm resides in the area. From there, I met Warren Hammer with the state. Great guy. Sorry he couldn't be here today. I was looking forward to seeing him, but heard about all the benefits of doing business with the Commonwealth of Virginia. And that's new for me to say that. I'm used to saying Commonwealth. And then from there, to Scott's point, we met the guys in Montgomery County. From there, we put the business out for bid, and this beautiful building. And we had a couple, 3 contractors, and it seems like everybody we worked with, everybody we met with, was just perfect and great at wanting to make this deal happen, wanting to make this come together. After the building, we hired our material handling company, who put together the material handling system in the building. Hoy Engineering, which is a company from Utah, but has employed a number of people from Virginia in the work, I understand, Mark?
Yes.
And so as we tour you through this, you're going to see the compilation of a work of a bunch of partners that has come together to create this beautiful building, this strategic advantage that's going to be for backcountry.com. And you know, it's always said you got to get the right team on the bus. And as we went through this, it just seemed to fall in place that everybody we met, from Pete to Warren Hammer to UPS having the close facility here, H&M Construction builds a beautiful building. Thank you for all your work on that. Hoy Engineering, Montgomery County, the town of Christiansburg, and the state. Just to Jim and Scott's points, I'm just echoing what they said. It was just the perfect team. We're very fortunate to have found all of you, and we appreciate the help that you've given us in making this happen. What we're going to do is we have a tour set up. We can accommodate about 20 to 25 people at a time, and so after the ribbon cutting, we'd like to somehow arrange so that just 20 to 25 people come in, show you a quick video, and then take you on a tour through the facility. I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff, and Jim and Scott, thank you so much for the comments, and more importantly, thank you for your confidence in Montgomery County and Christiansburg and the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I did make one note during those comments, in Scott's comments, we actually got rid of the Suburban trying to be more environmentally friendly. But if that's an effective marketing tool, we may bring it back. At this point in time, I would like to just thank everyone again for being here. This is a tremendous turnout and certainly shows a great amount of support from our community and our region for our newest corporate citizen, and we certainly appreciate everyone being here this morning. As Jeff said, at this time we're going to move over to the front of the building for a ribbon cutting, and I think you're going to enjoy the ribbon cutting. It's not a traditional one like I'm used to. We were going to bring scissors and told we didn't need to bring scissors, so we'll show you how that's going to work. And so we'll move over there and take it from there. Folks, thank you again so much for being here this morning, and we'll adjourn to the front of the building.
If you help Scott on that side.
Let's see this.
You guys got to hold it really tight.
Say when.
Scott.
Oh, yeah. What is anybody betting on the odds this is going to work here?
Just hold the axe on for a second.
Hold it tight.
Hold it like this.
Split the log?
Yeah, really. Get all excited about it.
That's when you know it's a success if I can like shear this thing right in half.
Right.
Here we go. Ready?
Careful. Don't oversell it.
Yeah!
You get an axe. Let's get an axe out of it. Wow.
Take that to your next meeting.
Oh, this will be really useful.
Use that instead of a gavel. I work better than a gavel anyway.
Okay, so where did you find that? That's it. That's the gun.
That's nice.
Okay. There you have it. Yep.
Great. Thank you.
I'm just behind cutting.
Sure.
I got it.
Look at this.
Come on out. We got a couple more people that's going to be in our group. Okay, that should be our first group here. So right now the building sits on a 49-acre plot. It's about 315,000 square feet. We have about 39 dock doors. What this system's designed to do is to ship about 350, or to be able to store about 350,000 SKUs. The capacity of the building should be built around 50,000 orders, or right about 85,000 units. What we're going to do on our tour, we're going to head up through the mezzanine area. We're going to walk through, it's not quite finished yet, but we're going to look at a few of the conveyor lifts, and as well as a high-speed sorter. And then we'll come back down and view another area with the photo studio and things. So right now we want to keep the group to about 20, I think. This was the original 20. This is just a little bit tight as we walk up and down the mezzanine area. Okay, this way. So what we have here, this is our packing area. So a lot of the items, once the tote is completed and traveled through the conveyor system, this is where it enters the pack station. At this point, the items are scanned via UPC, packed into the box, and then it goes through the shipping sort and then is loaded into the trailers. So this is the front side of the building. Also, receiving is up on the right. That's where the products are unloaded off the trucks, received onto the dock, and into inventory and available for sale on the website. Yep. So most of the picking that we'll see when we're in here, they'll have a wireless handheld gun. They'll be scanning the item, put it into the tote, and the tote drives away on the conveyor belt, and then the picker continues to pick more items in their zone.
From a big box.
Yep. From bin locations. Yep. I'll show you. Just watch your step here.
Okay, Cheng.
Oregon, that's to be recycled. That's the only website. Yep.
Oh, okay. They look like poppers.
Yep.
I'm with you, man.
Okay. So this is kind of the pick mods. We'll kind of walk this way.
So you said 350,000 SKUs?
350,000 SKUs, 350,000
Wow.
different items. These are the high-speed elevators. So at this point, this is where the empty tote comes into the pick mod, and then based on the location of the item, the elevator brings it up and delivers it to the pick zone where the worker is working. Once that tote gets diverted to its zone, it comes down this chute here. These are the totes. These are our totes, license plate totes. At this point, the operator scans the barcode, determines which zone it needs to go on, the other side or this side, all via the handheld software. And then they'll scan the tote, and that'll direct them to the location to pick their item. Once they get to the location, they'll scan the item, put it in the tote, and then when the pick list is complete, they'll put the items back onto the tote, or they'll put the tote back onto the conveyor to travel around the other zones if needed. Now once they've completed their pick, we're going to take a look at the sorter, and what it does, it's a high-speed switch through all these totes are flying through. If it needs another pick on perhaps another floor, it'll go through this sorter and then reroute it to another elevator, and then it'll go back to the zone for another pick. Okay, let's walk right up this way.
this goes sideways?
Yep.
That goes.
So when an item comes in, so when you receive an order that comes in, how long does it take?
Once we receive the item into inventory, it's live on the site within 10 minutes and it's available for sale.
Wow.
And once the truck is unloaded, our items are received into inventory within 24 to 48 hours. So pretty quick turnaround. So on this switch, there'll be additional conveyor lanes being installed. This is where majority of the conveyor and the tote comes together to do another sort. What it does is it sorts it into 2 lanes. If the tote is finished, it'll go to left lane off to packing. But if the tote needs another pick, perhaps on another floor, it'll take the right lane and go back to an elevator and then get diverted back to the zone. So the idea behind the conveyor is to eliminate the employee walking long distances.
Yeah, that's a good
What
question.
determines zone? What do you mean by that when you say?
So in a zone, what we'll do for a pick zone, it'll be a physical barrier, like between one divert and the next, it would be a section of these bay rackings.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
about 50 different sections within the building that'll have address locations.
Oh,
We'll be able to
okay.
see, well, I'll show you some examples
Sort
here
of like
real
a zip
shortly.
code?
Yep.
Okay, got it. I didn't know if a zone dealt specifically with the item. You know, that the item would be in a certain zone
Yep.
or...
We'll put some items, like items together, like shoes, we'll put them all in the same zone.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay. This is really interesting.
Coming by.
My name is Michael. So what are the work hours like here?
So we'll be running 2 shifts, one from 6 a.m. to about 2:30 p.m. And the other one from about 2:30 to 11 p.m.
How many workers?
We'll be a little over 100 by the end of this year, and then shooting for a little over 200 by the end of 2013.
Fantastic.
Yep. So
What do you got there? You say you're running 2 shifts?
2 shifts,
What was the hours again?
6 to 2:30 and 2:30 to 11 p.m. So these are examples of like the bin boxes that products would live in, and you can see like the barcode that has the address identification on the front. So everything has its location, and the handhelds direct the user to the location. All right. So now we'll head back downstairs.
One of the presenters said that from this facility, backcountry can ship to 85% of the country.
With Salt Lake and Virginia facility, we can cover 85% of the country within 2-day ground transit.
So there's some parts of the country that you can't reach?
There are parts, some outlying zip codes that we can't reach within 2 days.
Within 2
We
days.
can reach every zip code via carriers. They're all serviceable, but within 2-day footprint.
Are you selling outside the United States now?
Yes, we are an international presence. Yep.
Didn't the guy say you're going to be international in 2 years?
We sell currently internationally. We're looking to make an international presence outside of the
Oh.
U.S. in a couple of years.
One of these?
Yep. So right now what we have is 2 different racking systems. What we've walked through is what we call the conveyables. So these are the smaller items that can go in the tote. This racking area is going to be for the larger items like the skis, boards, cargo boxes, things that don't travel the conveyor belt. So that's where these products would be stored.
Bigger stuff.
Yep.
Have the bikes or scooters in here or other
Nope.
like devices to move around?
Nope.
Okay.
It all all foot
Just
travel.
walk.
These are ATO units. One thing we've done with this building that we're proud of is it is a conditioned space to control the climate. Right now, it's set about a 10-degree variance. So when it gets down to a certain temperature, the heat kicks on, and then when it rises, the air conditioning would kick on. So we're trying to keep a climate cool, productive employee work environment. And you'll see the insulation around the walls as well.
Yeah, with these are what, 30-some foot ceilings?
38 feet.
30 feet. Wow, that's high. So that's a lot of climate control.
Yep.
How many of those units?
We have 5.
You handle anything, tents, skis, anything outdoors and sports you handle.
Yes.
Backpacks. Is there anything that you don't?
Right now, we're not carrying firearms or really the hunting lines. That's probably not our core sport. But we are for the athlete, outdoor enthusiasts, the action sports, skiing, all the ones that you mentioned.
Kayaks, too.
We do carry
I want to see where you put the kayak.
Yeah, I do too, because I'm getting ready to
There's
buy
also
one.
another category that
I'm
we're
going
on.
to buy one.
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll walk through the high bay area, and we'll take a quick look at the photo studio. You can see we've started receiving some product into the building. So these are all locations. This is all inventory that is live on the website for sale. So we'll be picking and shipping from these areas as well. And we've just got our first shipments.
What are you going to use to run down these aisles?
Skis and snowboards.
What piece of equipment are you going to use to run down those aisles? Cherry pickers?
Cherry pickers, yep. So this would be the receiving dock. These are where the pallets are brought in, the goods from the vendor. They're staged on the dock and then were received into inventory, and that's when they're available for sale on the website. As in the video mentioned, we receive those items to the tote. We put the item in the tote. Tote travels into the racking, and that's where the user would put the items away into those bin boxes.
Now, Mary had a question that I thought I'd ask. Now, and a lot of online retailers get this too, but returns. Would returns come back here, or would they go somewhere else? Like
returns are currently now all going back to Salt Lake City.
Okay.
But eventually we'll look at doing multiple return operations.
All right, good. Then we can come and shop the outlet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many different vendors do you buy inventory from?
Over 500 vendors. So what we're going to take a look at last is our photo studio. Let's watch our step. A little bit of water on the floor here. This is our photo studio. This is Reed. Reed's going to kind of tell you why we take the images that we do and the process at backcountry.com.
Well, obviously with a online retail, company, imaging is very important. That's our one way to really relay the information of what the people are trying to buy. Last year, the imaging department successfully put up about 90,000 SKUs, which, SKUs sometimes have 2-3 images, so we're looking at close to probably 200,000 images at least. Backcountry really tries to get products to the customers as quickly as possible. So once we receive a product, we're aiming to try to get imagery up and getting that SKU live and active within a couple days. Because this facility is going to have unique product that the Utah facility doesn't, we had to put a studio out here to make sure that when those items were received here, we didn't have to send them back to Utah. We can get them photographed right away, get them live, and up, ready for the customers to start purchasing. So we do have a studio back in Salt Lake that's actually bigger than this. We have 7 photographers, 5 image editors, 4 assistants, so it's a pretty big production back there, and we've put together a pretty strong team here to maintain, you know, that same kind of quality. And this is part of a big push that we're kind of making right now to start putting up even better imagery than we've done in the past. Really getting very nice imagery, very specific imagery to the customer so they feel comfortable with the decision that they're making, the purchase that they're making. And this team that we've put together is going to be a huge help in that push.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you do only indoor studio photography, or do you also go out live on site too?
There's a couple photographers in Park City who handle lifestyle photography, outdoor things, kind of the splashes that you'll see on the website that, you know, look really great and kind of draw the attention. The imaging department here, we are studio photography. We are really trying to define those products that are being sold. So there
you
is
need some East Coast views on your website.
I'm sure that
And
will
if you need
happen.
help, we have. I'm with the state, and one of my agencies is Virginia Tourism and Film. So, and of course, photography is involved with that.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
If you all need any help on that, finding folks.
I'm sure that some of these guys would love to do it, but it may be the other guys who that's their kind of defined job to come out here and handle that, but that would be a great addition to the website to represent that. They do a lot of photography and video filming within Utah. Utah offers a lot, but I'm sure they'd love the chance. I know. I'm sure they would love. I'm sure they would love the chance to come out here and get even more.
Got a huge lake, an hour's drive down the road.
Yeah, it'd be great.
All right, good, thanks.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the back dock area that you see, that's also room for expansion. So as we continue to build out more pick ponds, which are the zones that we saw earlier, we'll be adding more SKUs and more inventory to the building. So there'll be additional expansions with our growth that we anticipate.
I take it that all those people there are from Utah, and you probably are too?
There's a team of 4 photographers that came out from Utah, but they're just help training our Virginia folks, getting them up to speed.
Okay.
I relocated from Utah to Virginia.
Okay.
And where are you from?
Originally from Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois. All right.
Yep.
I live in Champaign Urbana.
Yep. And moved to Utah, joined backcountry 2004, and then now
there's no ski slopes in Illinois. It's all plains and cornfields.
That's correct.
So you had to go. You had to go west, for skiing, right?
Absolutely.
Galena, there's a ski slope in Galena, Illinois, right?
Is there? Galena?
Over there goes the
There's also in southern Indiana, might have been closer, yeah. That was the other 2 closest that we have. So again, this is the receiving dock area. As we walk the length of the building, all of the product is received on one side of the building and then shipped out. Yep, 39 dock doors.
Wow. That is a lot of dock doors.
Once the building is at capacity, there's a lot of the doors that are just coming and going.
Now you would have like tractor trailers going to UPS and
Yes.
other shippers and everything.
So UPS would drop a trailer at our facility, then we would pick, pack, and load that trailer, and then they would have a pull time that they would then take it back to their hub.
Gotcha. Outstanding.
So then now we've returned back to the packing and the shipping area, and this is where kind of a lot of the action happens. The packages, completed packages, would come down this line, and based on the type of carrier or the ship method, it would automatically divert down these sorts. So the package would roll down the chute, and then they would load it into the trailer, into specific doors.
Doing this already, are you? When is the first shipment going to go out?
We've had a couple of test shipments since we've received some live inventory. We had to make sure the systems are working. So we're live today.
Okay.
Wow. But not a lot of shipments that are really going out until we receive majority of the inventory. Full speed about 2 to 3 weeks. Yep.
So you're based here? You're going to be here?
Yes, I am personally.
Here, I'm your neighbor.
All right.
I'm Lance.
Lance, Jeff Edge.
Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
This is the site manager for Dish.
How you doing?
I didn't bring my card with me, but I'm sure I'll bring you again. So, if you need anything, thank you.
Yeah, shoot me an email anytime. Yeah, we'll come over and we'll talk.
Yeah. I'll bring you over the chairs and once everything calms down here.
Yep. So then the last part that we'll go through is we'll tour you through the office area, and then we'll end up back here, and then we'll hang out, be ready for food. So we'll walk this way.
Hey, how are you?
This will be the employee entrance area. Employees will come through the door, they have their lockers, they'll then pass through a security checkpoint and clock in, and then are ready for work.
What kind of security is it going to be?
We have a small camera system that we'll install.
Okay.
And then,
Smells new.
yep, it's definitely new. And then so throughout the office, we have several of the photos that you see here. These are all employees at Backcountry.
Nice.
So Backcountry culture is very active and passionate about the sports and the things we sell. So a lot of the work hard, play hard is definitely promoted and talked about throughout the company.
I like what you guys did with the concrete floors.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah. Sealed and polished.
Yep.
Yep. There you are. Thanks.
Thank you.